Welcome back to It All Counts, the podcast where we continue to learn and grow together and also get better. We have a sensational guest today, Shaquem Griffin. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. It feels good to be here and have a genuine conversation, man. I need this.
Good, man. You're looking good, man. I like that hairstyle, man.
Man, appreciate you. Appreciate it. I try to stay up. I got a haircut late last night, so we made it happen.
No, that's fresh. I remember those days. I had wait, no.
You want me to ask you how long your hair was, huh?
No, it was good times, man. How's your family doing?
Family doing good. You know, I got a newborn, so him being 6 months now, it's getting big, man. Crawling all over the place and just watching him kind of just grow is so crazy. Like, I guess I'm at that point now in life where I'm starting to see different phases of where when I knew I was a kid, my mom used to always get on me about this, but now I'm starting to step in their shoes and become that parent that's gonna have to be on my kids. So, man, life has been moving.
That's great. Now, Shaquem, how was it growing up in St. Pete?
Growing up in St. Pete, I mean, back then a lot of us was outside.
Okay.
You know, just to make sure, like, I'm being transparent with everybody. At first, I really couldn't play outside. Mm-hmm. You know, I couldn't do any physical sports, any physical activities until, you know, I had my fingers actually removed. Yes. And there was a particular night where, you know, I had just the 5 digits. I had the fingers, but because of the umbilical cord that was right around my wrist, that's what caused the Amniotic Band Syndrome, it cut off circulation. So just like anything, you cut off circulation, it won't grow. So I never had the bone density to form, but I had the fingers that was already there. It just, the bones were supposed to go into it. And so that caused a lot of sensitivity when I did anything physical. And it was one night where my mom caught me, you know, jumping on a kitchen counter, getting a knife out and trying to cut off my fingers. And that was the moment where, like, okay, we can't do this no more. Like, we got to take him to the hospital and have him removed. And I was 4 at the time too. So at the time, I'm watching my brothers play. Like, I used to be outside and hearing him say touchdown, or hearing my older brother say, all right, go catch that, or go get him. And I'm like, when am I gonna get picked? But I couldn't do nothing. And after having my fingers removed, literally that same day, I started playing. Like, I couldn't wait. After surgery, same day after surgery, they stitched me up, this and that, took my fingers off. My mom was like, don't go outside playing with your brothers.
You went outside. Yeah. One ear out the other.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I came in playing. I don't know if it was the anesthesia or whatever medicine they gave me or whatever. I ain't feel a thing. I'm out there playing now. But the thing is, like for me, it was a pinnacle moment because I gained something that day. It was like, I ain't the little boy who out the window, like, I can't wait to play. Like, now I'm a part of something. And it's because my parents made a decision to say, you know what, let's remove him, but we ain't gonna stop from treating him how he should be treated. Like, and you equal as everybody. But that's how I grew up.
So at about 4 years old, your mom found you in the kitchen on the counter. You ready to cut off your fingers because of the pain. And it's amniotic band syndrome.
Yep.
What is that for those who never heard of it?
Amniotic band syndrome is initially umbilical cord wrapped around a piece of a body part.
While you're in the uterus.
While you're in the uterus.
Okay.
And me and my brother, being that we were twins and being so close to each other, you know, the umbilical cord wrapped around my wrist. And in some cases, you can remove that before it has any lasting effect. But we got twins in there.
Yes.
You move one cord or whatever, you don't know where the cord gonna go next. You know, like, if ain't nobody there, okay, get it. Take the chance. You got space over here, but there ain't no space for us to move. Like, that cord go from my wrist and go to his neck or vice versa, whatever the case may be. You talking about losing more than 5 fingers. And, you know, these decisions that, you know, as I'm older now, I'm starting to be able to embrace and see things for what it is now. That's a tough decision for a parent. Like, hey, you know, this could cause some problems. We can remove it, but, you know, if we do, this can happen. Now, as a parent, what do you do? I want my kids to have all their hands, but it's like, do I take the chance of not having one of my kids? So I bet my decision is however you come out is what we're gonna deal with.
Wow. So, as a young guy, and your brother Shaquille was a phenomenal football player as well. But as you guys were growing up, did you ever feel bad with the one hand, with the people tease you? How did you deal with all of that?
I felt a type of way. I won't say I felt bad just because, like, I didn't grow up knowing that I was disabled. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm learning that.
Can you repeat that again?
I said I didn't grow up knowing that I was disabled.
That's beautiful.
I'm learning that now. Like I'm learning the terminology and everything. Like,
wow.
Like people like you. I was supposed to get like disability checks and all. Like I turned them down when I was a kid. Like I don't know what that is. Like I didn't grow up like that. I'm just as good as you, but I carried myself that way. So it's like I knew my brother was good, but it's like I'm fine. like I'm fine. Like you put me on your team and what? And you better not put us on the same team because we just gonna dog whoever in front of us. But that's the mentality I had. Why? Because my parents, my brothers, like they didn't. If I want to get something done with myself, like I'd do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I tied my shoe first before my brother. So that means I was want to.
Man.
I climbed the tree before my brother. That was want to. My mom used to try to button my shirt. I'm like, nah, you straight. That was a want to. Like, ain't, you know what I'm saying? They didn't treat me differently, so I didn't act different. You know what I'm saying? My brother had high value, I had high value. But it's just like, as I got older, I knew I had to do twice as much, 3 times as much work just to be solidified amongst my peers. Like, okay, my brother get a touchdown. Boy, that boy fire. Well, I got to get a touchdown, run somebody over, and switch the ball and stiff on somebody. And it's like, he's unbelievable.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But for me to keep up, I got to do unbelievable stuff. But people are like, what do you do to stand out? I be all over the place. It's all or nothing every single chance I get. Even when I want to play running back. You talking about growing up in St. Pete and knowing that my brother was a baller, like I scored more touchdowns than my brother. My brother used to block for me. He was my fullback, my tight end. You get me? You get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Before everybody like, oh, your brother the dog. I was the dog.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was the one, like, my brother lead blocking. I'm going for 70. I'm switching the ball to my left and stiff armor people when I get interceptions. Like, yeah, I was a beast. For real. But it's just like a lot of people, it was like, oh, he got one hand. Like, even when I started playing running back, my dad was like, you can't play running back. And I was like, yes, I can. It's like, you know, soon they take the ball from you, they ain't gonna play you no more, right? I said, why would they do that? Everybody fumble. It's like, nah, because you got that. And my dad like, get the ball, I'll take it from you. I said, I bet you won't. And he grabbed the ball and slung me.
Couldn't take it.
Slung me all over the place. Yeah, like he could throw me in the air, he would. Like he slung me, I'm not letting it go. And I was like, nah, you can't take the ball. Who else gonna take it from me? But you talk about the mentality that's been created at 5, 6 years old, 7 years old. I started playing running back when I was 7.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
So, but you're also a big time track athlete.
Oh yeah.
You still hold the record at the high school?
Yeah. Ain't nobody beat that. We had
the triple jump, right?
Triple jump, long jump, 4x1, 4x4.
So you jumped higher than your brother?
Yeah. I mean, we went back and forth though. I broke the long jump record and I had the triple jump record.
Okay.
And then our last state meet, he broke my triple jump record and beat me. I came in second. Yeah, he jumped a 49.11. And mine was like 49.3. So he was at that, my bad. He was at that 50 mark. I was getting scholarships, track scholarships were out the butt. Like I had more scholarships in track than football. Like I had over almost every single offer in track.
So when everybody was coming to your house, you and your brother in football, how did that feel when they were sitting down talking to your brother? Because I know every time was it always a package deal?
It was always a package deal. When we had house visits, it was more so together. Okay. I just felt left out when we was at school. You know, when the colleges come out there and then you got the big patch right here. Yeah. And as a student in high school, you was like, man, I hope that patch gonna grab me out of class. You looking at the floor.
But they grab your brother.
Man,
out of class.
They knocking on the window. Can I see Shaquille? And I'm like, I'm next. I bet. Let me get back to the Spanish.
Did you feel bad or was it motivation?
I think it went both ways. Like I felt bad because I was like, I feel like I'm getting overlooked. Like I'm balling too. And then I felt motivated because it's like I got to show you more. But it kind of, in a sense, like when I was young, man, I was so like I had that mindset like, bro, you can't beat me even if you pray for it. Like, but that's how I was feeling though. Like no matter who I went against, like that competitive nature was insanely the party. Another reason why I went as far as I went, because I was ready to compete against anybody. Like I didn't care about what you did before. I didn't care about what your name was. I wasn't a person I didn't even watch football growing up. I seen highlights and I seen players that I loved, and it was Ray Lewis, the Ed Reed, guys who create havoc. It was like I forced my will on you. Those are guys I watched, but I didn't watch football games. I didn't watch track meets. I like to compete because folk gonna always look at me as like, I don't think you're gonna be that good. I'm like, well, let me show you something. And then when we I met best friends to this day that I met in football. My homeboy Tito, my best friend. I'm trying to do whatever for him. I ran him over, flicked dirt in his face and all. Came over the next day with his video game and 2 controllers. Like, I want to hang with you guys.
Wow.
Now it's a respect thing. Like, to have the respect of your peers to look at you as equal is tough. That's know. True. And then for me, in my case, where it's like, I don't want you to see me as twin brother with one hand. I want you to see me as call me Keem. He kill. Or we together. It ain't about what I have and don't have. Like, if you want to play, if we're gonna go on the street and play football, let's play. Hey, just know, like, hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, but Keem fire. Let it be known. You know what I'm saying?
So now, did your parents ever not say suppress your confidence or your energy to be a successful football player, but they ever say, son, let's look at this. You can be a great English teacher or professor.
No.
Chase your dreams.
Go for it.
I like that.
Go for it. They at every event. Like, we got Little League tape from when we were 7 all the way up until high school that no one ever seen. I'm finna start working on getting that digital type for people that can see it, because people don't believe, like, man, I was stiff arming people at 9 years old. Yeah, I was switching a ball, putting on the outside hand, making catches, interceptions.
Now, did you have to do drills to hold that ball like that in your left hand? What did you do?
That was natural.
Okay.
Like, my dad didn't teach me that.
Just natural.
I was running the ball. I said, I'm going to stiff arm somebody. I did it anyway. I did it in Little League. I did it in high school. I wish I could have did it in college, but when I got my pick, I was just running. But I did that intentionally. Like, I'm finna switch the ball and I'm finna stiff arm somebody. People went crazy though. Like, but thing is, for me, it's simple. I'm just playing ball.
Yes.
Everybody that's watching is like, this kid is unbelievable. And a lot of times I didn't understand that until I got to the league. But I'm just, man, just what I do. So when I got to the combine, same thing. That's what I do.
And you and your brother decided to go to Central Florida to play football. Out the gates, he was playing right away. You didn't play as much. How did you handle that?
It was depressing. It was probably, I feel like it was so hard for me because a lot of people don't know. Like, I was a really great player though. Yeah. Like, besides what I had and didn't have, I was genuinely a really good player. Like, and for me is I had 30-some scholarships. You know what I'm saying? This is besides the package deal. Like, we knew what we wanted, but like, I was still getting offers and stuff like that. But it's just like in certain schools, like, let me give you an example of a story. My brother's first offer was USF. So this is USF, that's in Tampa. I'm 25 minutes away. So for my brother to get an offer and me not to get an offer, I was like, what did I not do? Yeah. It was like, we just need to see more. I said, okay. So they invited us to a camp to come meet the coaches and come play. And my brother, they invited my brother because he had an offer. And it's like, man, your brother come to the camp too. Like, we want to see him more. Like, we ain't gonna offer him yet, but we know we want you, but we will see him. My brother accepted the invite and sat out. So I'm gonna sit at the camp. I said, my brother gonna do it. See, my brother already know what's up. See, my family, they seen this over and over. They know what's up. It's just like, even with the tape, it was just like, I don't know. I'm like, all right, let's put him against other recruits to see what he can do. So now we can do on one-on-ones. I'm locking every.
Now at this time, you're on defense side of the ball.
I'm on defense now. Like this, from Little League, I was D-line, linebacker, and running back. When I got to high school, it was one position. I was at safety. Okay. When I was at safety, I played corner or whatever every once in a while. My main position was safety. Got to USF. My brother told him they sitting out. And coach was like, why you sitting out? I said, you gonna see. My brother gonna shine today. He's like, we want to see you though. It's like, y'all already got my offer. Watch him. Wow. And I'm talking about, at first they had me in some group. I don't know who the guys was. I'm talking. I'm at maybe I play safety. I'm going to corner. I said, y'all gonna see. I'm locking it up. I was like, man, send me y'all best guy in this group. And I'm talking about, I'm putting paws on them. He's like, what is this dude doing? Yeah, you thought it was gonna be sweet. I ended up putting these grabbers on you, and now you're looking like, what am I gonna do? And then it was like, coach was like, all right, well, put him in the main group to our with some of our top recruits and people who committed. Boy, it was a whole deal. I said, this is what I've been waiting on. I said, put me against your best guy, and let me show. And I'm talking trash. I'm like, hey, Kill. I said, watch this.
Coach, Kill, he already knew.
He right on the sideline. Like, yeah, and I bet I like my brother. And he's got this number one recruit that they had, the receiver. I'm like, bring him up. And I hope that he talk what y'all. I hope he back what y'all talk about. Oh man! And I'm talking, I'm putting hands on him and picking the ball off. And I was like, I think I'm pretty much done with this camp. I said, unless you got somebody else better than him. I said, at the end of the point, you might have to put yourself up there. And he was like, Cohen, bring him to my office, please. And I went to the office and got an offer and turned it down.
They should offer sooner.
I turned it down.
Wow. So in your sophomore year, you didn't play a lot. You really got demoted.
College or high school?
College.
I ain't play at all.
That's what I'm saying. So how'd you handle that?
Man, I prayed, man. A lot of times where I tried to keep that persona as if everything was okay, but I think I kind of created that when I was younger, where not really noticing by nature, I had so much support around me. Sorry, my parents who pushed me, my folks who pushed me. And I got to the college where it's just like, man, I got this now. Like, everybody know I'm a dog. Like, I ain't got to worry about this. But then you start going through them certain, adversities that you think that I'm going to figure it out. I don't got to ask for help. I ain't got to do for this. Like, this is a physical component. I can fix this, but it wasn't even a physical component. Like, I was mentally going through certain things where it's just like, I'm so happy that my brother is playing. And we always say, as one playing, we all playing. Yes. But in a sense, I still want it. Yes. I still want it. So it used to be times where, I go to practice and then the coach talk down on me. I go to the weight room and they be like, you just going to be a shadow of your brother. Like, you ain't going to be no one-handed player on the field. Like, it ain't never been done. It ain't going to be done here.
Now, who's saying this?
This is my weight coaches.
Wow. They joking or they...
No, they dog you out.
Because normally you say
if you're a scout team player, they'll dog you. They'll dog you. Everything about you, from workouts to talking down about you. Like, they want you to get to the point where it's like, this too much for me. I gotta quit. Well, they break you down, and just like, for me and what I was saying, it was just like, that's not how I was raised. So it's just like, you trying to take that component of maybe they just talking down on me because they want what's best for me. But the stuff that they were saying, it was hurtful. Like, so from that standpoint, watching my brother play, making sure that I want to be happy for him, but understanding that I'm getting torn apart mentally. So I didn't know how to reach out from a standpoint, like, how do I receive help now? From a physical standpoint, I got it. Like, okay, do extra work if you want to get better. Stay up late if you want to study. But when I was in a depressed state of mind, I was like, I want more for myself and I'm not getting it. And everybody keep talking down on me. And then I'm watching this game where my brother is balling out. I'm watching on a computer and the computer freezes up when he making a play. So all this frustration just builds up and just boom. That's just one. And I'm pretty sure everybody in life gonna have a moment where it's just like, like, this is too much right now. You're going to cry. You're going to do this. But it's just like, something that I learned was the ability to say, you know what, I can't figure all this stuff out. Like, this is a mental part of me where I need to reach out for help. And I called my mom. And that's when I called her. I was like, Mom, I don't know what's next for me. I don't know what to do. I just know I need help. I'm like, I'm feeling dark. And I don't know the name. I don't know what people call a spot of depression or whatever. I say, I feel like I'm in a dark place. And I feel like I don't feel good, and I'm sad, and I don't know what's next for me. Like, I think it's over for me. And it was like, just stay here. Let me talk to you for a second. And then she called all her sisters up, and it's like 7 or 8 of them, and we did a prayer line, in which the prayer line consisted of them praying for me, but also reminding me of the things I did and things that I wanted to do. And it was like, this not going to be the defining factor for me right here. It was like, man, have more faith, pray more. It helped me out so much from a mental standpoint. It made me feel comfortable to move forward, but that doesn't mean everything was right, but it taught me value in, everything ain't got to be physically helped. Like, you can have a conversation that's like, you ain't got to have it all figured out. Yes. Like, it's okay to accept that help. And it's like, I just thought like I had to become a man. Like, my dad was like, when you 18 or older, you out the house. And if you coming back, you paying $400 a month. So I just thought you had to be that. I'm taking what I get. And as a kid, you just learn it. You like a sponge. So you take what you get. I'm going to college. Everything I learned from home, this is my value. So I just thought, like, I'm the man now. Like, I'm 18, I'm out the house. My dad said, you 18 is on you. And I just thought, from an emotional standpoint, mental standpoint, spiritual standpoint, physical standpoint, I thought, I'm 18 now. Like, you got to handle this. And that's honestly not it. That was a bad technique to have, to feel like I had it all figured out because I was 18. Like, no, from a mental standpoint, like, you got to be able to, evolve enough to go reach out to somebody and say, I need help in this standpoint. Like, I don't need you to help me run to 40. But it's like, I got a lot on my mind that I need to release for me to be able to put more information in there. Yes. And that's something that I didn't know at the time, but I value more as I'm older.
I think universities have found that out, even high schools, all the way down to the high school, they found that out. We all need mental coaching, counseling, support.
100%.
And even in that, as your struggles, now, were you and your brother roommates?
Oh, yeah.
So to my question, that when you were struggling, how did he handle all of that? And then did you ever tell him, and man, the way the coaches, they talking bad about him, how did he deal with all that?
I mean, he allowed me to kind of still be myself, but he always had that eye for like, I wonder if my brother hurting or but he was, even though he 1 minute older, he was protective by nature. Like, I'm the older brother, I gotta protect you, even though he's 60 seconds apart.
Yeah.
I ain't that far. But that's just the nature of him and stuff like that. So did we talk about it a lot throughout them years? Not exactly, us being in the same dorm, talking about certain problems we going through. We just knew where we was at. He was playing, I was trying to get there, and I was redshirting. So it's just like, keep having faith in that sense. But it's just like, we tried to make sure that we didn't put a lot of problems on each other, in which it we kind of devalue how much help that we were to each other.
That's true.
But we're young. We 18, 19 years old, and you want him to, man, I want you to win. Like, do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you win, I win. When they see you, they see me.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the help that stood out the most, and I literally just had this conversation with my brother the other day, and a lot of times he probably either forget or don't even know the values that he taught me. When I got kicked out of school, it's like, I would never kept playing if in some way, shape, or form my brother didn't take the time to say, let me check on him. When I got sent home, and the coaches wanted to see, hey, you know what, we're gonna send you home because we want to see if your brother can do well without you. Not because my grades was bad, my grades was good, and not because I was a troublemaker, I wasn't. It was the fact that, okay, you know what, I'm an older coach, I'm O'Leary. I really wanted your brother here when I recruited him, but I got both of you. I know I told you that I can't take one without the other, but now it's business. You've been here, you know what it is.
So you got kicked out for not doing nothing wrong?
I got kicked out for being a twin.
Off the team?
Off the team. Like, no, I thought, I thought I was just going to my dorm too. And I got sent home. I couldn't work out on campus. It was like, if I get caught on, because at first I thought it was my dorm. I went to my dorm room and like, okay, I won't come to practice then. Like, cool, I just go to school.
Now, Shaquem, I don't mean to cut you off, and I'm not, and I want to be clear, I'm not calling you a liar, but you get kicked off of a team because of.
Because he wanted to see if my brother can do well without me, like as if I'm a hinder to him becoming the best version of himself. He was like, we just want to see. We want to see if your brother can do well without you. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. All right, I'll be at my dorm. No, bro.
He said, go home.
Go home. I was still working out. I'm going to the gym, the school gym. I'm still running on the track. And then one of the trainers told O'Leary, and I was back in his office, saying, why are you still here? I said, Coach, you never said I had to go. I thought you said I just had to go home, like my dorm. Like, no, you have to go back to St. Pete. So you want me to go home back with my mom.
What school is in?
Yeah, we still in summer school. Like, you know how to go. I'm still got classes going. So I didn't think that I was leaving school until he like, next time I see you on campus running around, I'm going to call the police on you. So now I'm considered trespassing. Like, you really don't want me here on campus. And I'm back home working 2 jobs. Like, no, this is real factual stuff. Like, I didn't do any. I wasn't even playing. How much of a hinder was I to the team? He really wanted to see if my brother can do well without me. But me being older now, there's a realization where it's like, there's a coach doing his job. I gotta get this player right who plays for me. And it's like, whatever distractions I think it is, I'm gonna get rid of it. He thought I was a distraction.
No, I don't agree with you that that's a coach doing his job, because as a coach, your job is to raise young men and help them develop into men.
It's a player's coach.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
He was coaching. It's different from being coaching and being a player's coach. It's like, I'm building the guys around me, opposed to these guys coming for work, and the only way for me to keep my job, they better do what they're supposed to do. There's different coaches. Everybody ain't the same. I'll never say because you got coach behind your name that you the coach that we need. Like, no. Some people just coach, and they just, however technique they had or whatever they learned throughout the old days, they just use that. But it's difference between player coaches. Like, you know what? I value you bigger than what you're playing right now. All coach, you can't put coaches all in the same.
No, I agree
category.
With that. But I think you can be demanding and you can have a high level of discipline. But I think also as a coach, whatever level, whatever your style is, there has to be love, energy, compassion to help a young man find his way in life. Because eventually, like all of us, as a young athlete, you become a man, a husband, a father, and a leader, and hopefully a pillar in your community. So now as a coach, again, if I'm not as productive as you want me to be on the field or the court, at least show me how to be a successful man.
Oh yeah, we didn't have that. We didn't have those. You can come talk to the coach. We didn't have those. Let's meet with the coach. Let's talk about stuff. No, it was no. I was there for my players. Like, I'm pretty sure you had players who would just come to you just to talk about you because they know it's bigger than this ball to you. They can confine in you to have a genuine conversation other than I need to make this shot. We didn't have that resources until we got the new coach. I was at home working 2 jobs.
How'd your mom and dad handle that? Did somebody call them and say we getting rid of? How?
I had to call them.
So no coach called them.
Mm-mm. I called them to come pick me up. Yeah.
But the same staff was in the household recruiting you.
Yeah. Everybody was still there. I was hurt and degraded in so many ways. Like probably in so many ways I didn't even talk about it fully, but folk get the gist of the story. Like I wasn't wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't have to say, "Well, you got one hand." Like no, your actions explain enough. You know, it's just like, and I'm hearing what the coach is talking about, and you think about this, put A and B together. Why would coaches say that you're gonna be a shadow of your brother? Like you really think your one-handed player gonna play on the field? These conversations that you having amongst other coaches, that you know what I'm saying, that for y'all to have this conversation to come talk to me about, like for you to come say that in the weight room, like these conversations coaches be having. Like you really think Shaquem gonna play?
Wow.
No, like, unless he just woke up in the morning with his mind like I'm gonna attack Shaquem. And I'm like, but coaches meet. Coaches got meetings. Coaches discuss stuff. And every time I go meet with the head coach, O'Leary is like, hey, will I get a shot? It wasn't my practice. It wasn't my play because I make plays doing that. I'll show you plays right now. And when Coach Frost got there, he was like, why haven't you played? And he seen my practice film, like, why haven't you played? And I did like this.
That's it.
That's all I got to say. What I mean, I don't got to put them in words. This shorter than words.
So Coach Frost was new life to you.
100%.
So as a young man, and there's a lot of Shaquems coming through the ranks and looking at colleges right now, in your mind, what makes a good coach? What makes a good leader?
Allowing you to, obviously we all come from different places and different backgrounds. So in so many ways, like we got traumas that we're not going to show you off rip, but you're going to see throughout the trials and tribulations we go through college that it is a result of where we came from and what we've been through. So a good coach is to be able to know that I'm going to take this kid in, but just know besides this football stuff, besides this sport, like you're going to be a great man. Like no one, like it's not too many people who recruit who offer that. A lot of times when I was getting recruited, it was, oh, we got a great school and you got the ladies and stuff like that. And it was just like, for me, that's I love hearing it. But then when you get older, you see that it's a lack in growing these men and women throughout the sport. It's just like, if I'm looking for a coach, I want somebody who could build me bigger than football or allow me to know that I am bigger than football. Because a lot of times I thought, shoot, not even too long ago, like growing up, I thought football was just my genetic makeup. That's all I am. And that, come on, let's be honest, is that true? No. Mm-mm. But thing is, a coach who kind of went through life like that already maybe got some type of advice to give a 17, 18-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is, I didn't know that was something I was supposed to look for. I just thought I just want somebody to want me. That's really what it is. So whatever it is that comes with it, I was just going to have to just deal with it. But at the end of the day, I just want somebody to want me. But it's up to a coach to say, you know what? I got to make sure that they know that they're bigger than what they're doing. Yes. You know what I'm saying? They just another puzzle piece to build up the school that they're at and then create more opportunities for themselves. But at the end of the day, like I was going to places where I just thought I was only football. And that's not the mindset to have, but you're only gonna have certain coaches who gonna make you, who's gonna show you that you're bigger than what you're doing. Not too many coaches are gonna do that. Like
Coach Frost comes in, you have have a phenomenal career at UCF. You guys are not only national champions, and I remember all the debate whether you guys are champions or Alabama were champions. So but that's
they going through that stuff now. So.
Yes, that's phenomenal. So you guys did a tremendous job. You were defensive player of the year. And then you get drafted, man. How did that feel from all the issues you dealt with to now all of a sudden draft day? How did that feel? Of course, your brother went a year ahead because you redshirted, but how did that feel on draft day?
When I got drafted, or the process?
Oh, the process.
Okay, because getting drafted in the process, that's
yeah. Because you did phenomenal work in the combine.
Yeah, I mean, it's long stories, man. I mean, we here now, so. I mean, my process was tough. The draft moment was amazing. Okay. But let's talk about the build up to that. after I had all the accolades, after I did what I was supposed to do, I still wasn't considered that guy to be drafted. I wasn't invited to the combine.
But at this point, you're a linebacker now.
Yes.
Right, yes.
So I'm a linebacker at this point where I got all my accolades in, and I still wasn't invited to the combine. And I ended up, what is it called? The Senior Bowl. So I did the recent Senior Bowl, and ended up becoming the MVP there. Mm-hmm. And then that's when I was the last one on the list to be invited to the combine. Wow. And then it's funny because I'm training for the combine. Remember I said earlier today was like, people be surprised at what I do, but it's like, I feel that in my heart that I'm going to do this. Mm-hmm. Like I always felt that way. Just people outside looking in, they don't know. When I got to the combine, like, it was like, oh, how many reps you going to do in the bench press? I was like, I'm going to crank something out. And like, coach is like, you think you can give us 6? I was like, 6 is such a low. In my head, I'm not saying it out loud, but it's like 6 is such a low number. I'm like, man, this thing, I ain't doing nothing out here. I said, yeah, coach, I think I can get 6 for you. Like, 6 for you, consider it done. You know, and it's just like, but I think I'm carrying myself in a way like I'm finna blow the combine to shambles. That's how I'm carrying myself. But folks see this and don't see the work I'm about to put in.
They can't see the heart.
No, they don't see it. They looking right over it. And when I had my meeting before I did the 40, I remember Pete was like, hey, what you think you gonna run? I'm like, man, it's gonna be super fast. That's all I can tell you. I'm like, super fast. And he asked me, like, no, I'm asking what time. I was like, coach, how about this? You tell me what's fast. He was like, for a guy like you, your size, linebacker, 4'6", 4'7". I said, that's fast? Okay. I said, well, tell me what's fast in general. Because I ain't even thinking about the time you talk about it. I said, what you consider super fast? And it was like, well, 4'4", 4'5". I said, watch the 4'3".
Wow.
But the thing is, like, I meant it, though. Okay. Everybody else, like, it's this persona of, like, okay, how you gonna run fast? He got one hand. I ain't got nothing to do with my feet, baby. I got nothing to do with my feet. You know, it's just like people already have this standard instead of just let me do my work.
Yes.
Everybody judge first and then like, okay, let's see what he can do. Man, just let me do my thing and then you do all your judgment just like anybody else. Yes. They run my 40 and then you do all the stuff that you need to do just like any other human who had 2 hands, who had 2 feet, who had whatever.
You shocked them.
Yeah. But thing is, I already knew I was though. Okay. It wasn't a surprise to me. Everybody was like, oh my God. But the thing is, I'm checking off boxes. My agent say, check off the boxes. Go to the Reese's Bowl in front of all these scouts and do your thing. Get MVP. Check it off. Go to the combine and do what you do best. Put on the show. I checked it off. They said, carry yourself in a manner where coaches know that they're getting a great character kid. Check the box off. All right, man. Shoot, got my invite to the draft. So now I'm getting projected to go first, second, whatever. The next I end up falling in the draft. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a chance to have this conversation with people, but I was embarrassed.
Now, did you have a party at the house or where were you?
I was at the draft. Like I'm in the green rooms with the Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Baker Mayfield. I'm with Lamar. We all in the same hotel, same green room, all being drafted, all got our suits, all doing the red carpet, all doing the whole family there, everything there.
You ended up going to 5th round. So you had to come back the next day?
Yeah, but then the next day. And I was the only person in probably draft history who got drafted in the 5th round and still had the first round type of feeling. Still come on the stage, still take the picture, still celebrate with the fans, still do the media. Yeah. So imagine your parents coming there and it's like, one thing you do is like, you control what you control, let everything else happen.
That's true.
And I'm checking out the box. I said, oh yes. It's here now.
Did you ever, I know you're a tough guy, did you ever shed some tears and all that?
Yeah, but not on camera.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, cause I knew the camera was gonna be on me, and my agents already telling me like, you do this, it's gonna be an emotional moment. And I'm just like, man, I'm finna go. Like, ain't nothing I guess what the film there. Yeah. The times there. The meetings are there. The visits are like I did literally everything. Like I don't know what else I could have did better. You know what I'm saying? And then I got people who backing me up. Richard Sherman called me, Earl Thomas, you know what I'm saying? LeBron James. Like folks. Wow. Seeing this happen is like, man, this guy need to go. You know, and when you start falling back in the draft, and then you got even the commissioner coming to my suite, like, I'm gonna stay the next day because I want to be the one to call you. Because it meant something to him. And then I ended up falling the second day, and I stopped looking at it. Only reason I knew I got the call because my brother bust in the bathroom and gave me my phone while I'm using the restroom. And I was like, wait, let me watch my hand. He's like, no, I know this number. Answer right now. I know this area code. And that's when he said area code in Seattle. I didn't get a chance to wash my hands that. For those of you watching, I did not wash my hands on draft day. It's cool though. We ain't worrying about that. It's more emotions in the air than just washing my hands. But that was my draft moment. But I had a whole mental breakdown the night before when I didn't get drafted on day 2. You know what I'm saying? Locked myself in the bathroom crying. Only person I let in was my twin brother. You know, I felt like, you know, I was trying to explain why I was so hurt is because when you do everything you're supposed to and then get looked at as an undervalue for the things and the work that you do, it hurts you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not finna just say, okay, my life is over. No, but I am a human being who puts his time, effort, sweat, blood, and tears into something, and who want to be valued as the peers that he grinds with. And so I'm at the combine with you guys. I'm watching guys stressed out, tense up, and everything. I'm in the with them. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that Gene Enns was passionate because of this, you know what I'm saying? I feel like because of that, it led me to have the opportunity to play with my brother again, which is almost a Cinderella story. We had 0.1% chance to go to the same team, and we became that 0.01 or whatever it was. Wow. Where you got the statistic where you go to high school, it's like only 2 of you guys gonna make it here. Only maybe one of you guys gonna make it from this high school. It's millions of other people who's gonna get drafted, and I'm gonna be the person to get drafted. Not only the guy who I played middle school, high school, college, whatever with, I'm with him again. Wow. So all the percentages and all this, it's this and that, and it's impossible here. I was like, well, that's out the window now. Yeah, I got to start redoing y'all statistics because this ain't true. What you telling us ain't true.
So you guys made the impossible possible. So being the first player with one hand in the NFL, what advice would you give young men and women that will experience the same things? Because not many will be as tough as you are.
The main thing is to have faith. Have faith in yourself, have faith in your craft, have faith in the higher power. Like, you know, I valued that when I was in college, but if I really understood the meaning of what I was saying, who knows? You know, it could have been the same result. It could have been even more. I don't know. But I know it's a factor in it. Like, a lot of times is, you know, I raised up in a Christian home. I raised up going to church. I raised up and stuff like that. But it's like, did I pray? Yes. Did I ask for people for like whatever advice when it comes to spiritual stuff? I didn't, but I do know having faith and belief in something takes you so far. And I was at home working 2 jobs. I'm out of school. We got transfer portal now, first of all. I'm out of school, working towing cars from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., working out from 6:30 to 7:30, going to clean the Dodge building from 8:30 to 12:30 at night, Monday through Saturday. I'm working. And one thing that stood out was my brother called me every day. I had my neon green shirt on, button up, that said my dad's name on it. I didn't even have my own shirt. Had his pants on, and the only thing that was on me that was mine was shoes. I even had his socks on. I didn't own none of my stuff. You know, I ate Wawa's, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, so everything around me was just like, this is my life. This is my life. So you can see that I didn't have a lot of positive things around me. All I know was work, and try to feed yourself. And my brother would call me every day, hey, you still working out? Hey, you still working out? Like I said, I had a conversation with him last week. You still working out? Like, bro, keep having faith. Like, be ready. Be ready. And I was like, bro, I told my brother the other day, I said, kid, I don't think you know what you was doing. I don't think you even know what you was installing in me. Like, keep having faith. Just keep going. Like, your mama gonna come. Keep going. And I'm like, all right.
He was saying that when y'all were younger.
I'm 18, 19, sitting home working 2 jobs, out of school, no education, not even with my twin brother. Only first time we've been separated. Everything is happening to the highest level of things that I didn't want to happen. And the only person who was like, even though that he may be going through some emotional stuff that he didn't discuss because I'm not there, and I know, and we both know now that I played a part in his emotional well-being too, his mental well-being. That he still, you know what, I'm gonna have faith. Like, I didn't do this for nothing. I didn't turn down colleges for us to be together, for us not to be together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You have faith. You keep going. And I did that every single day. And what the thing that stood out to me the most was he believed in me so much that mine eventually woke up. And for y'all listening, I'm going to tell you one more time. My brother believed in what we wanted so bad, mine woke up.
He woke you up.
Woke me up. They was finna grade send me to a JUCO. My brother said, I'll quit and go to JUCO with him, get my transcripts.
You're a warrior.
Then they brought me back, and guess what? You think I'm finna devalue everything he did? You think I'm finna not, do a disservice to him and not to believe in myself? That's all I gotta do? He ain't asking me to go pick up his books. He ain't asking me to clean his room.
Just believe.
He just, man, have faith and keep going. Keep going. They don't believe in you, but I do. What I'm doing wrong. I don't believe in myself. So I'm telling you out there, believe in your work, believe in your craft, and keep going. Like, it ain't gonna go how you want it. You know what I'm saying? Like, first 3 years, I didn't play. That third year, I had to work 2 jobs. Like, who knew I was gonna come back and play? But all you gotta do is, a lot of times you have faith in something. It may not play out when you want it to, but it'll play. It's gonna prepare you to even enjoy when you even have it. Like, I enjoyed football more. I enjoyed just running sideline to sideline, giving everything I got. At the end of the game when we win, I'm crying because I knew I get every single piece of me. I had faith and belief in that, and it made me a better competitor. Because even when I know it ain't going back, hey man, a little more faith. If we all get on the same page, we can turn this around. Man, you've seen this throughout generations of football, generations of just sports in general. Being able to have a little more faith, a little more push, a little more belief, it'll take you places.
So Shaquem Griffin, a 28-year-old man today.
Yes.
So do you consider yourself handicapped or special needs?
Neither. I feel like they came up with a term for people who are missing limbs. In a sense, we are our own minority. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, that's like asking what kind of black I am. In some face, shape, or form, we don't have the same, services as other people. We don't have maybe the opportunities of somebody else, because a lot of times they be like, oh, it's too short for eyes. Like, I'm a minority twice. Mm-hmm. People are like, what kind of disability you is? What? I just got one hand, bro. I can write, I can read, I can pick up stuff, I can lift weights. You know what I'm saying? Handicap is I may not be I'm incapable of doing something, but I don't know. Like I don't consider myself as the person with a disability who's handicapped or incapable. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, like sometimes I go for some people here, but I'm a minority twice. Like, I'm not gonna ask you, black people, what kind of black you are. Mm. It is what it is. We lack certain resources because of it. Some people with disabilities don't get jobs and don't get opportunities because of what they physically see, not about what they can actually do. Because somebody can have no legs and be a great interviewer.
That's right.
Somebody can have one arm and still be a great customer service. Like, no matter what I have and don't have, that doesn't take away from the things that I'm able to do. If I got no hands and I'm trying to go push a boat, okay, can I actually do that? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times that people be like, oh, I feel bad, or like, oh, they disabled. Like, one thing I want you to tell people with disabilities, don't care about you feeling sorry for them.
I like that.
Because a lot of times they work twice as hard just to be seen. Like, if you know, like, their work ethic is insane just because of the lack of resources that they're going to have prior to what they look like. When you know you look like this, yeah, you got to work a little harder because they ain't going to accept you.
So Shaquem, what do you tell people that don't know, lack compassion, and in some case ignorant, when they see or hear about the Special Olympics? How should they value those people? Because you see it all the time on TV and all the time.
They should value as any other sport that they're watching.
Great.
I was like, people in wheelchairs who go around the track. Imagine you doing that. And go practice for it. Go lift weights and go keep rolling constantly year in, year out, just to get ready for the Olympics, which is every 4 years. Like, as I get older, I start to understand that it's a lack in opportunities in that, because after the Olympics is done and the Special Olympics are starting, everybody leaves. Resources leave. People who have these transit companies who's supposed to help guys with disabilities, they leave. They literally leave. Interviewers,
that's it,
leave and just leave whatever left. Like, all right, let them do their thing, because no one cares about that. They think that because, they're not doing it with two arms or 2 legs, that it's a lack of value in that, as if they ain't working hard too, as if they ain't sweating too, as if they ain't, you know what I'm saying, trying to get a regiment to stay on what they diet to make sure that their body right, as if they ain't lifting weights and taking them practice runs just for this moment that they wait every 4 years, just like any other Olympian. We got to work on their craft. We got to work on getting their body right. We got to work on this and that. And, and mind you, people with disabilities got families too. Like, they have babies. I don't know if people know that out there, but people with disabilities have babies too. So there's no difference in opposing physical nature. Some people are white with disabilities, some people are black with disabilities, but still do the same thing. They still work hard to go be the best version of themselves in their position or in their sport or in whatever the case may be. But why no one else cares? Why? You don't think they're working hard? You think it's easier for them? And I guess a lot of times is folk won't really know unless they put themselves in their shoes. Like I advise people, go get in the wheelchair and roll around the track 10 times. And you let me know if you're tired. You're going to be exhausted. Just like if you run it. You're going to be exhausted. Like, I don't see the difference, but people say it is a difference. Why? Because we look different. Still get around that track. Still throw the shot. Still do this event. Still play basketball. They play, you know what I'm saying? It's all type of sports in the Special Olympics. There's all type of events that people prepare for year in, year out. Even down to endorsements. Like I think thing is when you're around two sides, you can see more. Like I see how people treat it for the Olympics, and then I have teammates who ran the Olympics, and I got guys who grew up, who end up going to the Olympics, and then I end up meeting these people as I get older because of opportunities that I can see the lack of resources that's there. And then you got these people who run, and even down when the medals are the same. But why is the pay different? If this person get first and this person get first, but they both doing the same sport, but this person got one leg and this person got two legs, but this person get paid 20 times more. Not only just from the placing in the Olympics top 8, but even from a sponsorship standpoint, like everything, it's a lack in that sense because of, well, they disabled.
My last question, man. We can go all day, man. This has been phenomenal. For you, if there's one thing in this world that we can change or make better, what do you think that would be or could be?
Inclusion. It don't matter the skin color. It don't matter what you don't and don't have. It's about the ability of what you can do. Like everybody got their own type of power. Everybody got their own type of gift that they can help serve other people, not just themselves. But it's just like everybody is, I won't say everybody because it's people in the world who choose to let their eyes do the speaking for them instead of letting the value of the person do it. Inclusion. Like, I'm glad I was able to do what I'm doing because I was able to bridge a gap. Like, don't look at me like I got one hand and I can't ball. Let me show you. And now we got other kids who getting scholarships with one hand. We got kids who doing a lot of stuff. Man, it's just like, why is it so hard? It's because somebody who make the rules, somebody who came in like, this is too short for eyes. But thing is, it hits me more. It makes me want to do more now is because I was already a minority before I knew I was disabled. I was already being told to cut my hair off because my coach don't like dreads. He only like straight hair. I was already going through with my peers. Already going through that. And then now as I'm older, it's a whole other realm that I didn't even visit yet. Because I didn't grow up knowing what disability was. Why? My parents, my peers, I ain't never know. And now I end up bridging this gap. And now I can be a small piece to creating inclusion. Or at least being in a conversation about it because I'm a person who don't match his peers. Not just from a race standpoint, but I am the only person with one hand. Wow. You know what I'm saying? I'm amongst my peers who's getting viewed in certain ways, and I'm hoping, like, I wonder what I'm getting viewed like. And I'm getting viewed like the one hand guy, and I'm getting viewed as a person who come to work just like everybody else to put in their time. Like, we ain't asking for a handout. We just asking for inclusion. Don't leave us out. If we ain't good at that job, well, get rid of us. If I can't do the job just like anybody else, well, hey, look, dude, you trying to squat 400 pounds, but hey, that ain't you. And you ain't squatting that. Like, if I can't do the job, it's understandable. Just like anybody else in the world, if you're not capable of doing the job, they shouldn't be there. They got nothing to do with what you have and don't have. That's inclusion. No matter what clothes you wear, like it's a lot of stuff. Like even when it comes to Nike and all this other, a lot of brands who don't even want to look into bringing adaptive clothing. Why? Because like that's not something that we think about. as if we not human like the other Nike purchasers that you have?
Yes.
Are we not? Do we not fit the Nike persona? Do we not look good enough because we may be missing a hand?
Wow.
Like, what is it? Don't say it's just money, because it's 1 point something billion in the market in just disabilities, and that's just what I think was on paper. So it could be bigger than that. You talking about worldwide? This is only in the States. So is it the money? No, it's because they choose not to do that. That's over who over the head people are. That's their choice though. It's like we ain't gonna worry about that side yet. Like that's a whole different brand of stuff. But really, all you're doing is just you readapting the clothing. You're readapting certain things. That's it for those who purchasing it. But that's inclusion, because you just doing it. Nike do what they do for the humans, not because they're black, not because you're white, not because you're disabled, not because you're not. I'm doing it because we like anybody who purchased it to love Nike. Yeah. Don't leave nobody out. Inclusive, man. Bring everybody in. Everybody should be able to feel themselves around their peers, no matter what they look like. And it's a battle. They're trying to feel like you equal to somebody, or to feel like you a part of something, and not because of what you look like and what you have and don't have. Inclusiveness, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that I'm heavily involved in. Like, no matter if I'm just doing motivational speaking, but I am an advocate for inclusiveness, because I'm learning more that it's just like you can't keep lacking resources to people that I know, people that look like me and stuff like that, because we've been battling stuff like this for hundreds of years. Yes. I just know now that it's a heavy lack in that area. So I'm just another piece, man. I ain't the fixer, but I'm gonna play my part.
Oh, amen. It all counts, family. This has been a phenomenal episode with Shaquem Griffin. He's done a tremendous job. Successful college career, 4-year NFL pro.
Yes.
Did a great job there. A tremendous motivational speaker. I think he should be in every elementary, middle school, high school around the country, as well as college campuses. So try to book him now before it goes fast, but does a tremendous job and has a great spirit to him. A lot of life, as you can see. But again, it all counts. Let's continue to grow together, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and then bring somebody else with you. Take care.